Good morning, everybody. I hope that you're all well on this lovely sunny Wednesday. My name is Donna Callender, for those of you guys who don't know me, and I'm here week in, week out with Maybe to show you guys all things social. And today we actually put out on various social channels asking people to nominate their place. And so what we're doing is we are looking at the businesses that came up with the most engaging posts in a couple of places across the UK that were nominated by your lovely selves. So today that's what I'm doing is it's lots of different types of businesses. So there's no specific sector and it's not about the place. It's actually just finding the best businesses in some of the places and then basically breaking down why they've done so well at social media and then how you guys might be able to do the same as well. So some of the businesses today come from Buckinghamshire, which is where I am actually. They come from Lincolnshire. We have Aberdeenshire. And then what I wanted to do was a bit of a mystery place live, if we have time, from anybody who comes on the call today. What I wanted to do was to take some a suggestion and then go on and just find a couple of businesses there. I'm actually not going to cover this bit because I'm going to do the live bit at the end, which will be essentially a live demonstration of exactly what I was about to say here. So I'm going to leave that one for now. But essentially what we do is 79.1% of consumers in the UK spend over an hour on social media per day, and 19% of businesses have active social media accounts. And what we do is we help you guys connect with the 79.1% of consumers who are on social media and get ahead of the curve, get ahead of the rest of the UK businesses who are not as active as they should be on social media, and make sure that you guys get a bigger slice of the pie. We help over 25,000 businesses get more out of social media, and we use it as a way of you can compare your social media performance with any other business. You can use all of our social media tools and insights to use social media much more effectively, and you get access to expert resources and training to help you communicate better. Right, today, as I said, we found some businesses in Buckinghamshire. This is what the screen looks like. Now I'm going to show you guys properly in a wee while, but effectively this is where I go into, and you can do this as well. You go into the Maybe platform, you go into engagement, and then you can choose location and you can choose your local one. So I asked people, I think it was on LinkedIn and a couple of other places, you know, nominate your place, and Buckinghamshire was one of the ones that came up. So we are going to get started with Buckinghamshire. So these are two of the businesses. Now, basically what you do on Maybe is you can look at it over, say, a week, right? And what it does, it comes up with the businesses and it's called the best, basically it gets the most engagement, right? So it's the best posts. And I changed the little toggle, if you like, to local. So these are only local businesses. So we have number one on the left is Polattack. So Polattack regularly come up, and they come up, they have over 11,500 followers on Instagram. So what I want to do is go in and look a little bit about why. Now, Polattack kind of does what it says on the tin. I'm assuming you guys have heard. Obviously, Polattack, so it's a pole and aerial fitness school. They're actually based in Aylesbury, where I am. And again, I've not chosen these businesses. These are the businesses that are, over the course of that week, got the most engagement. And actually, if I'm being honest, because I look at Buckinghamshire regularly, Polattack, Helen Walker, her name is, she gets the most engagement out of a lot of businesses. Bear in mind, this is a small business, and you would be up against some really, really big corporations with some decent size marketing teams. So I think personally, Helen Walker, well done. So what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about why she gets some really good engagement. And as you can see, obviously what she does a lot of is showing her incredible skills in some of the aerial classes. A lot of it is her team, and equally it is her people who are coming along to obviously come and try out some of the classes as well. So she uses a lot of user generated content, but one of the reasons that she got a huge amount of engagement recently was actually this sort of thing. Now I think it's not for the squeamish, it is morning, I apologize. However, it is this. So here she's put, who's ready for class tonight? I have new combos ready for my hoop and pole advanced students. And then people have written, I'm scared. And it is basically like, these are her bruises. This is her showing the human side of her business and the real, I guess, the real bits and bobs that actually happen as part of it. She also does a lot of this kind of thing, which is really, really cute. So this was 30% off a summer break circus workshop, open to everyone, no experience. You can do 6 to 13. So this was a kids special, which again is really unusual. So for a lot of parents are looking for stuff to do with their kids over the rest of the summer. I mean, I know I've got a 5-year-old, Shane, like she wouldn't have been old enough to have done it, but she would have loved doing something like that. And I just think that actually having the little boy there with the 25% off today only is a way of actually getting you to then book. So that is one of the reasons that she understands her customers, and that's why she comes top of Buckinghamshire, and I mean Buckinghamshire as a whole, on a regular basis for having the most engaged posts. Another one, she does quite a lot of reels. I mean, I'm sure obviously you can see that there's a lot of pole, obviously, but I'm trying to find the one that she got. I think it was might have been an epic fail. I think that's what it was. She did a bit of a one where she fell off the pole, and she got a ton of engagement on that one as well. And then she does little bits and bobs like how to level up your journey. But here we've got this kind of thing. Let's have a look. So this is an incredible lady who is showing you how to master a specific type of move on the pole. Here, she's tagged them in, which is, again, the best thing that you could possibly do. So that's going to get you more engagement anyway. And then it is literally just 1 p.m. live to book on the Pole Attack website. They've put the link. Now, remember on Instagram, you can't actually click links. So it's sometimes easier just to say book in the bio, but they put it in. So really all I'd have to do is copy it. And then she's done Pole Attack Cyan. Again, what I might have possibly done is think about, well, what other things would people be looking for if they were looking to book a pole attack class? So it's thinking about might be like pole exercise. There might be lots of different hashtags, but make sure you think about the other hashtags that might be involved. But as you can see, people have gotten really behind it, saying, well done, such a fab idea for workshops. This is all about doing one specific workshop for one. So this wouldn't be for beginners. These are targeted at obviously people who specifically, do this as as a workout effectively, or a hobby. And then you've got like some of these ones here where this is a totally different one, which is for the hoops, etc. So these are the static image sort of draws you in, and then this is her actually showing what, and as you can see the fans going, so it must be absolutely roasting where she is. It's enough to show you how she's going for it. So when I say that this lady gets incredible engagement on social media and gets more out of Instagram than quite a lot of other businesses in Buckinghamshire, you might be thinking, well, she's got 11,500 followers, but actually, like a lot of her like engagement doesn't seem a lot. It is a lot, because these people are the ones. So she might have 11,500 followers that are following her generally, but they might be following her from all over the globe. They might be people who are just interested in perfecting their moves for different things. That's great, but she is a physical business, so she wants people to physically book online and come to her. So really what you really want are the 15, the 23, the 47. Those are the people who are her engaged followers who are going to come. And what you want is to do more content that works for them. So why she's so good is because she understands her audience. She understands what works. She knows that the best way of showing up is showing up. And it's about being honest, it's about being real. No classes are on tomorrow. It's the bank holiday. Like she is very much somebody that just understands. Sorry, that's taking a bit longer than planned. She's very much somebody that understands her audience, understands that what they really want to do is to see how amazing it is to go and do one of these classes, but equally to see the humans behind the business, aka the epic fails, the falls, the fact that they're actually really, really trying to make a move work, etc. So honestly, well done to the team there, because she honestly does an amazing job with social media. I'm assuming it's her that does it. I'm just trying to get rid of this screen. There we are. Okay. The next one is the Library Bar. So it's a bar that is based in Aylesbury. It's actually quite close to my heart, so I know the lady who runs it, but I promise you, the reason why I'm showing this is because it came up top of Buckinghamshire. So you saw it in the beginning. I showed you guys the most engaged businesses in Buckinghamshire. There it is here. So this is Facebook. Now, what you'll see is these guys have 633 likes, 808 followers. And they do loads of events. And basically this bar is, as it says here, so it's a quirky, inclusive cocktail and craft beer bar in the heart of the old town of Aylesbury. But basically it is an inclusive bar. It is for everyone, so particularly focused a lot on the LGBTQ plus community as well. And basically Sam, who runs it, she really, really wanted to, I guess, have an inclusive place within an area that doesn't have you know, like like an open bar, if you like, for people to go, but equally it's inclusive to everyone. Now, one of the best posts that keeps, well, in fact, to be honest, most of their posts get really good engagement, but one of the ones that came up top trumps was actually this one. So this one here was the drag reading. So here, this was, and what a fantastic turnout for our drag reading. And then they've tagged in the drag artist who's called Prosy Tot. And thank you to all who came. Drag is fun, safe, and expression of personality. So this was an event that they chose to have where they had an amazingly beautiful drag artist to come in and do reading some inclusive books to a bunch of lovely kids. And as you can see, they've covered up the faces of the children to protect them, which is, again, a really good thing to do on social media. So if you're ever worried about posting pictures of kids, you either have to have consent forms normally from the parents, or you need to make sure that you cover up the faces, and it's just a nice way of doing it. But equally, it still shows you, you know, like the kind of ambience and, you know, like how the actual event worked itself. And as you can see, she's taken it from all the different angles, so you can see how nice and busy it is. And as you can see, the book is called Grandad Pride. It's fantastic. So this got a lot of engagement on so get a lot of engagement on Facebook, and they get a lot of engagement on Instagram. And the reason why is because they had been promoting it heavily beforehand. So it's that kind of drip feeding in. So they always put something on Facebook, they always do an event. So here you can see all their events. So you would know that there's an event coming up. Then they promote it quite heavily. As you can see, if something gets sold out, they let you know. There's constant activity. So the reason that the Library Bar gets so much engagement is because they're constantly posting, they're constantly growing, they share a lot of their they do a lot of shares, so they share a lot of their posts, local community groups and things like that. And I say this was the actual event, so it reminds, so even though there's an event up, they were letting people know that, remember, come along tomorrow, this is what's happening. So the reason that one post got more engagement is literally because people were looking out for it, people get used to it. So remember, when it comes to Facebook, when you're thinking about if you've got anything coming up, whether it's a sale, whether it's an event or anything like that, make sure you are commenting, make sure you are putting events on, making sure that you're sharing. Use that. You can even do a boosted post if you particularly want to, but make sure you're using the share button. You've joined lots of local communities and you're sharing it. I know that in Buckinghamshire alone, there are a ton of community groups, like, you know, Aylesbury Mums, I think, has something like 7,500 mums in it or something like that. That's a captive audience. So if you're a business in Aylesbury, why wouldn't you be sharing in that group? It's crazy. So it's not, I guess what I'm showing you guys is that these are the most engaged businesses that came up in Buckinghamshire. This is not rocket science. What they're doing is what everybody should be doing. It is posting, understanding what works for your customers and doing more of it. So that's events and focusing on the LGBTQ plus community. But then it's also making sure that you have on simple, making sure you're sharing the event, simple, making sure you're commenting when people are, you know, like are commenting under you, thanking people, making sure you're giving people all the information. It is simple. That is how simple it needs to be. So last but not least, in Buckinghamshire, completely different business, was this. So this is the Agria Pet Insurance Group. And these guys, again, came up top trumps in the best in Buckinghamshire. Now, I think one of the reasons why, now bear in mind, so this is Pet Insurers, one of the world's leading pet insurers. They're based in Aylesbury, insuring dogs, cats, and rabbits. Okay, so we have International Dog Day here. We've got them a load of engagement there. We have National Take Your Cat to the Vet Day. We have Happy Black Cat Appreciation Day. Look at the engagement. Do you see the correlation? Do you see what's happening here, the pattern? They get good engagement because they know their customers are pet lovers, right? That's what they are, right? Now, that you would say that is a pretty simple thing. But actually, if you think about it, if your customers are mainly mums, think about what interests mums. If your customers are mainly, I don't know, the elderly people from down the road who are really into baking, then that's what you talk about. But equally, everyone loves pets. Anything to do with national days, to do with pets, cats, dogs, kids, not that kids are pets, but you get my drift. Kids as well tend to get really good engagement as well. But it is gold on social media. So make sure anything, especially if you're anything to do with pets, make sure you are using all of them. Now, when you go into the content calendar and you're planning in your content, we've got all of the national days. So every day this week, if there's a national day, we've got it plugged in. You literally click on it and you can create a post about it. So even if you've missed this one, this was on like the 17th of August, but look, that 51 engagements, 47 comments, and look at it. It is all just people who are loving their black cats. They didn't have to pay to boost. They didn't have to do some big marketing campaign. They just realized it was Black Cat Appreciation Day and people who have black cats absolutely bloom and love them. So they went on and posted and posted and posted and posted and posted. Now, if that was me, and I had, because that got, I think, got the most engagement for them. Now, if that was me, I would be doing some kind of, I don't know, gallery or something like that, taking all the black cats and saying, you know, that this is our Pet Appreciation Day. We're gonna take all of your black cats and turn them into like a really lovely collage or something. People would love it. They'll take it, they'll share it. But the point is that people have engaged with this more than any other post. So if you look at this one, talking about, you can tell a lot looking at a dog's coat. One comment. Always know that dogs are good for your health. This is a scientific study. Again, this is, you know, like a link to something helpful, which is great. 10. Take your cat to the vet day. More. Dog day. 23, 11. Oh, so cats are winning. Again, another one. If I was them, I would then think about, right, okay, if the cats won, why did the cats win? Clearly, we've got more cat lovers than dog lovers. Capitalize on that, like 100%. So remember, when you are thinking about your content, if you're looking for an easy win, go for a national day. Plan it in, go for your national day. But trust me when I say anything to do with pets is an absolute winner. But honestly, well done to these guys because they are capitalizing on stuff that's already out there. That's why they're getting good engagement. And that's why they're getting more engagement on these things. So the more they capitalize on that engagement, and they chat back to people, they go, oh, I don't know, your little cat Bluey is really cute. I don't know why I said Bluey, that's a dog from a TV show that my daughter watches. But you see what I mean? Like this one's here, like, you know, our two little daughters, or sorry, our two little doodles, or Cavapoo. I would be replying back if I was these guys, because I've not replied back yet. I'd be replying back to every single one of them and going, oh my goodness, these are super cute. I absolutely love your dog. Yes, Rosemary, this one's really cute. Oh, little Bramble. Yeah, that's our favorite. It is simple, simple stuff. So when you're looking at the best in class, if you like, best in class doesn't have to be some giant, you know, Barbie marketing campaign that we talked about before. It can be as simple as doing this, okay? So we're going to move on. We're going to move on to Lincolnshire. So as you can see, this again is how I find them. So these aren't businesses that I've gone, oh, I really like them. These are businesses that when I put in Lincolnshire and I put in the dates, these are the most engaged businesses in that place at the time that I'm looking. So here we have something completely different. So this is Big Sky Oasis. This is their Instagram. Okay. So this is basically, they do like glamping and holidays, like it's that kind of like glamping holidays, in like this beautiful rural area in Lincoln, and it's absolutely gorgeous, right? And what they need to do is to get people ultimately to book for their next holiday. So they need to capture people where they're kind of at the point of thinking about where they want to go. So they'll have two target markets. They'll have the ones who live locally, who maybe just want more of a, or like not quite locally, but in the near region, who want maybe more of a staycation. And then they'll have the people maybe like myself who live down south, who are looking for somewhere a bit further north, something that you can do with the kids, have loads of fun, animals, rural, have a great time, but you don't want to go abroad or anything to have to do it. You want to stay, more of a staycation. So that'll be their kind of target market. This had more engagement than a lot of their other posts recently. So this is Summer Sunshine from the Shepherd's Hut, and that was someone else's post. So I'm assuming this was a customer. So they've used user-generated content is what we call it, but it's effectively it's taking what someone's tagged you in and rebadging it as your own, and thank them for it. It is a stunning picture, and it's one that anyone would take on their iPhone. I know that I've taken 1,000 ones like that when I've been out for a run or out for a walk somewhere, and I always tag the place in just to say, this is like my local area or anything like that. But it got like more sort of likes and engagement than quite a lot of their other ones, because it was user generated content. And then if I was Emma, I would have then reposted the fact that Big Sky Oasis had done it, and then look at some other bits that get them more engagement by tagging in where they are. So this is in Boston, and by tagging in where they are, again, anyone who's looking within that area, it is going to come up. So remember, if you're in a place, actually tag in the place that you're in, because otherwise you almost like lose that. A couple of other things that I might have added in. It's great that they did a hashtag Lincolnshire. That's great. Same with camping, same with glamping. There are a ton of Lincolnshire-based hashtags that they could have used, and I would have gone like much heavier on them, because again, it's thinking about what people are looking for. There'll be holiday Lincolnshire, there'll be staycation Lincolnshire, there'll be glamping Lincolnshire, there'll be I don't know, glamping UK for people who maybe like myself might be looking for something around the UK and we're not quite sure where. So think about where people are at in their buying journey, I guess, before you do that. But again, they've got good engagement, generally speaking. I mean, everyone loves an alpaca, don't they? But yeah, something like this, again, it shows you the beautiful background. You've got all the animals walking. So this is this morning's pack of migration. Now and then the fluff balls move to a new paddock, and we ask our guests to do their best fence impressions, hop, skip and jump in new fresh grass to get excited about. So again, everyone loves an alpaca. Well, most people do. So anything like that, and then like loads of people have gone, this is like the celebrant lady, she's probably local, and technically a business if you like, so that's supporting. But again, missing hashtags there. So although they got good engagement from their existing clients, which is brilliant, you could have gotten a whole load of new engagement from new people. So again, just make sure that you get that. But yeah, these guys were coming up top trumps in Lincolnshire each time that I looked. So massive, massive well done. And then this one I absolutely love. This is Bunty's. And I've been into quite a few places in Lincolnshire and I've never been to Bunty's, and now I really want to go. I absolutely love them. So obviously they specialize in cakes, but effectively it is like a like tea room sort of idea, and they absolutely love getting behind national days, national campaigns. They are inclusive, so they really focus on inclusive, but they've got a bit of a theme and they know what works for their clientele. And funnily enough, it's cakes. So here, this one I thought was really interesting. So morning, everyone. We had a cake sell out yesterday. So this sold out yesterday, and we're here back and early, ready, making fresh cakes for you all. We've got the Black Forest, blueberry, vanilla. Hope you've had a lovely day. And then people have gotten sort of behind it. But as you can see, they've got a theme, them just standing generally outside with their cake and telling you what they've got for that day. The reason why they do that is because they know they've got a captive audience. So if you do sell food related products, it is good to have a bit of a theme behind it. I see it all the time where someone's just holding up and you're just zooming in on the cake or zooming in on the sandwich or the cocktail, whatever it might be. And then you're talking about, you know, your thing of the day, and then you can test things out that way. You can, I mean, obviously they've done like all, I mean, oh my God, just delish. So I got lost in that Instagram post there. Sorry, guys. But what's great about that is that they've got a theme. They know that it works. They know that it gets engagement, and they know that it will be locals that are doing it. So if I was them, I would use local hashtags. Again, they've missed out on the hashtags to drive new people down there. But equally, I would have told them what the cakes selling out were as well. Maybe showing them like an empty box or an empty tray or something like that would have been quite good. Another thing that they could do is to do some videos on the making of the cakes as well, because again, people like to see the process behind stuff, but equally they've got something that works. When you go onto the Maybe platform and you go on there, you can actually start to get a bit of a view. So every week you get what your best post was. If it's the same one every week, you know, just to keep on doing it. Another one that got them amazing engagement was this. Bunties is feeling proud once again. We've won the best dressed team. Everyone looked amazing today. Thank you for coming in to see us. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. So here, this is them. Look at them. I absolutely love it. So this is obviously as part of an event. Everybody got all dressed up, went along. They got really, really into it. It was clearly, it was clearly all themed. It's wonderful. So again, that shows pride of place. It shows pride in your community. It shows pride in your team. So what I might have done is thank some of the team directly, maybe tag them in if they were open to it. They might not be, but you can do, and that just gets you a little bit more engagement. I would have maybe talked about why, you know, they got the best dress, that kind of thing. But as you can see, it's something that they clearly do quite a lot. What a great start to the day. All of you look amazing. Here's a few more pictures from this morning. They love getting dressed up. Look at them. This is where they have themes for their teas. It's amazing. And then of course you've got the likes of Pride. And then another one. We are so amazed by all of your outfits. Bunties is looking forward to tomorrow with some more fresh cakes. So you can tell there's a theme. You can tell that there's a sort of like reason for being. They know it's cakes and they know it's people. So the only thing I would add in for Bunties is start tagging in the place, aka like, you know, you're in Lincoln, we'll put in that you're in Lincoln and tag it in. I would be tagging in any of my local suppliers that might, you know, like to provide the cakes. I would be doing videos of the cakes being made. I would definitely be tagging in the team if they were up for doing it and showing the behind the scenes of the team getting ready maybe. And I would also make sure that I was using plenty of hashtags that were appropriate as well. So big up to Lincolnshire. So now we're going to good old Aberdeenshire. And again, these were suggested on social media. So I've kind of chosen them based on what everybody said, effectively. And I found really different businesses today. So we have Finney's, which is a jewellers, which is based in beautiful Aberdeenshire. We'll take a wee look. Absolutely love it. So this is go back to national days, right? Why would a jeweler celebrate National Dog Day? Well, that is how they would do it. So they've got their dog, they've put a little engagement ring on its nose. I'm not gonna lie, I've got a dog and I would never do this because he would 100% eat it, and then that would be quite a painful process to deal with afterwards. But if you've got a well-behaved dog, why not celebrate it by doing something with your product on a national day? The same way, you know, that I mean, I've got a 5-year-old, she 100% gets involved in my social media sometimes. My dog does get heavily involved, but just in less well-behaved things. Normally it's more like muddy challenges and things. But you see my point. It is a national day that they've chosen. They got amazing engagement, more so than most of their other ones. And then people have said, I know this pooch. Oh, this is so cute. People have enjoyed it. But it got, you know, 160 likes, which is decent for a local jewelers. You know, that's really, really good. But it's all about the national day. Happy National Dog Day. Now, again, ways to improve that. Talk about the diamond. Talk about the ring. 100%. Say what the ring is, the fact that you sell it, the fact that, you know, you click the link in the bio to find out more information maybe. I might have even shown some bloopers of the ring falling off, you know, that little video maybe of the ring falling off the dog every 2 minutes, because I mean, unless they've got the best dog in the whole wide world, I mean, that would 100% have fallen off, wouldn't it? So again, people love to see the behind the scenes. I would have also used other hashtags. So again, I would use, you know, like Aberdeen related hashtags, so that again, people who are looking for businesses in Aberdeen are going to find that, equally more jewellery related ones as well. But honestly, it's such a good example of, yet again, a business that generally they do a lot of things. So they do, you know, like lots of user generated content, because obviously not being a jeweler. So this is like a congratulations, huge congratulations to you both. And we're delighted we could be a small part of this incredibly special day. They tagged in the photographer, amazing. Because remember, anything to do with weddings and things like that, always tag in whoever's involved, because they will then reshare you. And if you need a wedding photographer, you need a dress. If you need a dress, you need the, you know, the stuff for the groom. If you need the stuff for the groom, you might need stuff for bridesmaids and for groomsmen, and shoes and flowers and all the other stuff. So remember, all these things go hand in hand when it comes to events or times of year. So make sure that you actually make the most of anybody that tags you in. Make sure you make the most of it. And as you can see, they've got like the little ring there, which is gorgeous. The wedding pictures are beautiful. There you are. And don't they look gorgeous? So there it's, you know, congratulations, I've tagged them in, and they've tagged in the flowers, and then people have just said, thanks so much, the service was outstanding, we were delighted with our rings, thanks for the tag. There you go. So it is perfect. So that is, again, another example. So one of them, National Dog Day. Another one is user generated content. No different from what's going on in Buckinghamshire, really. No different to what's going on in Lincolnshire. The point is that these guys are getting more engagement than other local businesses in a place. And if only, you know, a small percentage of businesses in a place are getting a lot of engagement and actually getting the right engagement, then they're capitalizing on stuff that you should all be capitalizing on as well. So, and again, obviously you've got, you know, your David Beckhams and all that kind of stuff. So these will be like your branded things, but again, they're not getting anywhere near the engagement that other stuff is. And then equally, they understand family. They understand, so if they are second or third generation of Finneys, they understand that it's a family-run business. People buy from people. So showing the people behind the business is no different to what I just showed you at that tea room. Exactly the same. It's people buy from people. Make sure you're showing your people, especially if you're anything like the family-run business. That's amazing. And people have gone crazy for it. They absolutely love it. So remember, national days, user-generated content, aka people that tag you in, rebadge it, and make sure you tag in as many people as possible as part of it. Using more hashtags, and then making sure that, you know, families at the heart, or people at the heart of your business, making sure you actually show people that. And then we've got atmosphere, light and sounds. This is really different. So these guys have 3,000 followers, and as you can see, they do retail, repair and rental for things like disco, DJ stuff, PA equipment, lighting, all that kind of stuff. But what I love is that they know their market. So if you think about it, it's people who are looking for disco stuff, people are looking for party stuff, event stuff. They want to keep them engaged. So even if you've never bought from them or anything, they want to keep you engaged. So they'll do things like every week they'll do like a classic Sunday, and they put up, like, you know, so this is Rod Stewart, Reason to Believe. So they'll put up like basically their favorite song. They asked people, we're looking for more wee jokes and pics to put on our Facebook. It must be related to music. Remember, it's a family show. Here's another little smile to start your day. And then they just get people to share it. So that is, again, it's user-generated content, but it's just asking people to help you out with your Facebook content. I think it's great. Really, really good. But I'll show you what one got the most engagement. You can see, obviously, they put up all their PA stuff and they put, like, you know, their bits and bobs up. This was great. So only 5 likes, right? But 41 comments. That's loads. Who cares about likes? You want the comments. So here we go. Have we done this one already? Who's up for it then? It's Wednesday. Here we go again. Hope you're all doing fine, folks. Let's try this one. What is a movie you would watch just for the music? And people have gone nuts. They've gone absolutely nuts. Look at that. Now, yes, it's related to music and film and, you know, their genre. Why could you not do this? It doesn't matter whether you are a baker, whether you are a fashion store, whether you are, I don't know, a pet store that specializes in equestrian items. Anyone can do this. It is capturing people where people love to give an opinion. People love to give an opinion on anything music related, fashion related, food related. Those are, like, you know, the things that I guess get you feeling something, whether it's emotional, whether it's excited, whether it's, you know, just an absolute, like, classic. And with food, it's always about taste. It's always about, oh, I can't believe you like that, or oh my God, I absolutely love that. That's the kind of idea behind it. So looking at this, what's a movie you would watch just for the music? Why couldn't you? Any businesses on here, and feel free to write in the Q&A who you are, and I'll see if I can come up with something for you. But effectively, you guys can do this yourselves. It is super, super simple, and I guarantee you will get engagement on it as long as you've got a following on it. But put anything, like, choose between this one and this one, or something like controversial. I didn't like Frozen, or something, you know, just as simple as that, and people will comment. Or, you know, and it could be something, you know, I didn't like Frozen. What's your controversial one that you didn't like? Or it might be, I don't know, Trainspotting or Con Air, or any of those kind of things. So just make sure that when you are thinking about these things, that you are just keeping it super simple. Content doesn't always have to be about things being this incredible, all singing, all dancing, you know, like video that you've done. Sometimes it's as simple as a really easy question. So massive well done to these guys, because they understand what content works and they use it to their advantage. And then finally, in Aberdeenshire, I just love these guys, because these guys, again, kept coming up top trumps. So this is Closet Vintage Aberdeen. And as you've probably gathered, they sell absolutely stunning vintage clothing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And they have a certain style. They show their outfits on the rails. They show them as flat lay, so basically just flat lying down. They like to show the sort of cut by, again, just holding it slightly to the side, so you can kind of see how it might move. But they've got a very signature style, and it really, really works. This got them loads of engagement. So here it is, Indian Summer Dreaming Details evening. Lovely, folks. Let's have our first peek at some of the beauties that are coming your way. So this is a sneak peek. This isn't a you can buy it now. These are coming into stores soon. So this is a great way, if you've got things coming up, any products coming, a new event coming, any new services coming, actually showcasing it in this way is really, really positive. Here we are. And again, have you seen the Be So Clever? They're only showing a bit of it. So that is that FOMO, that fear of missing out. That is showing you a little tiny bit just to get you kind of interested, get you excited, and then getting you waiting with bated breath on the next one. And then it's just saying, do you spy a favorite? They've done brilliant hashtags. Can't really think of much more to add other than maybe local ones around Aberdeenshire, but really good. People love them. Love, 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 love. And they're asking questions. that is how you get a captive audience. It is by teasing people. It might be literally if you're a baker, new cake or new bread bake that you've done that's coming in soon, or you're trying a new recipe, or your restaurant and you've got a new menu coming and you just show snippets of it, get people to guess what the menu is, anything like that. So the reason that these guys get more engagement is actually because they do a reveal, they do a kind of sneak peek. They keep people wanting more. That's how they do it. So honestly, big well done to these guys. Now, I kind of wanted to go a little bit rogue, and if anybody's on the call that wants to nominate your place, please feel free, because what I was going to do was to come up with a place today and actually look, and let's have a look and see what is the most engaged, who's getting the most engagement in your place. So let's see, I'll give you guys a minute if you want to write in the Q&A where you are, and I will pop it into our system, and then let's find a couple of businesses, see what's getting most engagement today. And this is just to show you guys how easy it is, but equally just let's find a good place. So feel free to write in the Q&A. Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Right, it always takes a wee second because we're on Zoom and because I've gone a bit rogue, which is always fun to do when you're on one of the webinars, guys. There you go, just take a second. Right, let's have a look at some of the requests. Okay. Okay, right, okay. Got a few coming in. Well, I can't really do Skegness because I've just done Lincoln, but I do, well, you know, I do like it. Wigan is actually already booked in here. Could do Wigan. Oops. What are we thinking, guys? Right, Birmingham. That's come up. Okay, so basically when you go on to engagement, you go into engage, go into location, and then you just take away the filter if there is one in there. Now I'm just going to choose Birmingham just because it happens to be there, and we've talked about it here today. Now what you'll see here is loads of like random national ones. You've got B&M and that kind of stuff in here. So what you do is you change it here, and then these are all of the local businesses in Birmingham today getting the most engagement. So here we've got Carla Cosmetics, Blue Moment featuring Right, so this will be a makeup tutorial. They always get really good engagement, but look at that, 7,000 people have liked that and 29 comments. That is insane. Here you've got an agency showing pre-owned guns and rifles from our from our inventory. Got 2,000. Couldn't be more different, but getting loads of engagement today in Birmingham. There you've got a beautiful bag, carry on, again, 341. We've got dietitians. These are talking about best of luck to people getting their GCSE results. And that was a video explaining how she got into dietetics, which is a lovely idea. 244 comments. That's brilliant. We've got a lovely restaurant. We've got teaching. So my point is that this isn't about, well, this kind of sector gets more engagement than another, or this one does better than that one because of X. It is about the fact that they all understand what gets good engagement for their customers, and so for their social accounts, by understanding their customers, understanding what works, and doing more. Now, if I was you guys, get on to, if you're in Birmingham or indeed any other place, find yours and get on there, and I would be liking that as any other business, unless obviously you're a direct competitor, but any other business I would be liking, I would be commenting, because if they are a business in a place, they've got a captive audience of people in that place, and you want more of those people that are going to them to come to you. If they don't know that you exist, and that might be because you're smaller, it might be because you just haven't had enough time to spend on social media, or indeed it's just a different type of business, it doesn't mean they can't come to you. So if I need flowers in one place, I might also need a cake in another place. Like I just said, it might be that, if I'm going out for lunch somewhere, I might want a drink somewhere else. If I don't know you exist, then how do I find you other than Googling? This is how it is. And that's how we call it disappearing down the kind of social media black hole. I'm looking at, I don't know, probably not this one, but I would be looking at maybe this one, Carla Cosmetics, if I'm thinking about a night out, and then another local business, which might be a bar, has commented there. I then look at that and go, oh, what's that bar? I then click on that. And then when I'm in there, I then start looking at all their content. And then if other businesses are engaging in their content, I then go, oh, I didn't know that there was a nail bar there. And oh, I didn't know this. And that's how you end up on a loop. You end up so far down the rabbit hole, you've ended up in loads of different businesses in one place. That is the importance of seeing what businesses are getting the most engagement in a place. So sorry, I wanted to go a little bit rogue there just to kind of show you guys. There we go. We're back. Right, so let's look at some national days that are coming up, because we've talked loads about national days, and you can see that some of the best content is coming from people doing national days. So let's look at it. So you don't really need to use this content calendar anymore. Instead, we've actually integrated this into Maybe, so that no matter what month you're in or week you're in, when you're planning in your content, you can physically now plan it in and schedule it in through Maybe. You can find the national days directly, but let's have a wee look at, so we're in September pretty much. I'm just going to do the one or two. National Video Game Day, absolute winner. If you are like, so I think about back to the library pub in Aylesbury, they're doing a quiz that's all around, like, video games. So again, you don't have to be a gamer or anything, but thinking about the fact that that it's a multi-billion-pound industry. People are into gaming, people are into video games, people might even you might celebrate all the old ones, like all your old ones from like when you were a kid, or it might be all the new stuff that's coming up if you want to capitalize on the teen market or the younger market, or it might be that actually you're a pub and you might want to put on a gaming event or something like that. But there's no reason why you couldn't do that. Equally, you might not do an event of any kind, and you might go, it's National Video Game Day, what was your absolute classic that you couldn't stop playing as a kid? So that goes back to what the lighting and sound guys were doing. Ask a question and people will answer. Super, super easy one. Absolutely love this. It is National Doodle Day. Really, really like it. So National Doodle Day, basically a selection of the famous faces from the world of art, sports, and pick up their pens and create one-off doodles, and the doodles are auctioned. But could you not have a bit of fun with your team and with your followers by doing some little doodles of something yourself? It might be like a local landmark, or it might be, I don't know, doodling like something to do with your family, or like anything like that. And then everyone's just got to take a picture of it, and then they just post it, and then you vote the best one. Something as simple as that. And then last one. I mean, Talk Like a Pirate Day is just hilarious, but I mean, you could have loads of fun with that, couldn't you? With getting people to do little videos. It could be just your team doing fun stuff. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's, when you think about what is going to get engagement, people love funny, people love silly, people love daft, basically. So when you are thinking about planning your content, you could look at doing something like Talk Like a Pirate Day. And do let me know if you do, actually, because I'd love that. We've got all the tools and support that you need. So Mondays, these are all the other drop-in sessions, like how to use Maybe. Tuesday is social media basics, literally just like how to do something on social. Wednesday, myself. Thursday, ads for beginners. Friday, advanced ads. And then you've got always on demand training as well. So that's loads of great videos that we've got. Then we've got all the social media tools that you need, so you can schedule in, you can do advertising, you can build up your reporting, and you can learn from any other competitor. Now, the key takeaways for us today from this are: show your triumphs and your fails on social media. So think about the human behind the business sales. Think back to PolAttack. Know your niche, be a big fish in a small pond. So again, that's thinking about the library, that's thinking about Bunties, thinking about understanding that you've got a very small target audience, but actually you can be the big fish in that small pond. You can really own that target audience. And use the national days, they're absolute gold for content. Use user-generated content, aka stuff that you're tagged in. So think back to the jewelers. It's the best kind of review that you could get. Understand the content that works best for you and your customers, and just do a lot more of it. Use questions, even just the pop culture ones. So again, just come back to what we've just looked at. What's your favorite movie, or what movie would you listen to just for the music, and why? And then just set up your Maybe account and get started. This is what we do day in and day out. We do it for you. We want your business to thrive. And the best way of doing that most of the time is by really harnessing social and learning. So learn from other brands, and make sure that you look out for our email that goes out on a Thursday. So it'll go out tomorrow, where again, there'll be loads of great links to sign up to any of these trainings. And there'll also be like just different brands head to head. We'll talk about social media trends, so just keep an eye out on it tomorrow. And I think that's me for today, guys. So yeah, we help businesses get more out of social media. And I really look forward to seeing you guys next week. If there's ever any topics that you want us to cover, please just drop us a note. You can use the little blue button on Maybe and just type it in there, and one of us will get back to you, or it will get passed on to me. And other than that, have an amazing rest of the summer holidays. We are almost back in school. Well, I know that up in Scotland they're back, but yeah, my daughter, she's got another week left. So yes, looking forward to it. I will see you all next week. Have an amazing day.